EAM does is we provide benevolent support for people in need. And churches and individuals help support us with their resources, money and things. And the United Way is the actual fiscal agent for that money, but the disbursement of that money is by the Salvation Army. We will refer people to the Salvation Army and request that they use EAM funds to put people up, maybe with some housing, temporary housing, maybe some utility help, maybe some gas, things like that.
This community has given back forward to the residents in need, and that's what keeps me going. It amazes me that your willingness to do that time and time. And I keep telling everybody, Casa Grande, growing up here, lifetime, we have our troubles, we have our times, and sometimes we have our disagreements. But one thing you can always remember, in time of need, we've always come to the neighbor's aid, and we can always be proud of that.
I think of the Emergency Assistance Ministry and the United Way. I think of love and compassion, empathy, and support. And I think that's what we've done the last couple of years. And the EAM is actively involved in the conversations that the mayor is going to focus on a little bit later to address homelessness.
This morning, what I wanted to do is talk a little bit about the city and a little bit about the state of the city, but I want to talk a little bit more and take a little more time to talk about some of the initiatives that we have started and some of the efforts towards community health is what I like to call it. And along with that, our homelessness issue that we have here in Casa Grande. Back when Karl first asked me to come to EAM, I sat around and I listened to everybody and we talked about issues here, issues there, and it appeared to me that there were a lot of people doing a lot of good stuff, but they were all doing their stuff over here and then their stuff over here and their stuff back there, and so there wasn't a one-stop shop, if you will. And I think maybe my second or third meeting I mentioned that I'd like to try and get you all together and put you in one spot. So that, let's say I'm a mother of two, not married, or divorced, and I have trouble with my kids. Where do I go to get help? So how do you find that help? I know there's lots of places to go, but a lot of people don't know where to go. So we were developing our new website thanks to the efforts of Kayla Fulmer. Kayla, wave your hand over there. And her team and Kayla have done a wonderful job putting this together. So the opportunity was there for us to add to that website and call it Community Health. So under that Community Health banner, we have the opportunity, with the bully pulpit, if you will, to bring everybody together. So the city has that, in my opinion, has that responsibility to try and gather everyone together. We can't solve the problems of everyone, but we can certainly be the conduit and be the collaborator and the collector of that information and make it available to the community. So that's what we did. The new website, and you all have a card at your seat. Right here, everybody find it, don't lose it, check it out. The new website, which isn't the new website, but it's a new website, is casagrandeaz.gov. So you can go there and and I'll show you some slideshots here, but under resources, if you click on resources, you go right to the community health button. So our thought was to eliminate the silos, develop collaboration amongst all the groups, really teamwork, one location, and the stakeholders. Really, EAM is the instigator of this, and United Way, Mannie, for all your work, thank you. And then my two collaborators, Councilwoman Lisa Fitzgibbons and Councilwoman member, I should call you guys members, Donna McBride. So please give them a round of applause. So I didn't do all this work on my own. I have a lot of help. So anyway, I think we're moving in the right direction. This is again the new website, and then this is what it looks like. So if you go there, you can check it out. And then this is what's the back of the card, but this just kind of gives you some directions on how to operate it It's not really that difficult. It's pretty intuitive. So again, you have a card, take that home, you can check out the website, and then if you go on, this is the community piece, and under the community piece, then we have identified different areas like counseling, guidance, and then domestic violence, and then each, we have a separate one, so there's employment services, there's food, clothing, giving, helping families, there's housing, health, dental services, and then mental health. So we've basically kind of divided up into different community health buttons, if you will. And then if you go into one, this is the health one. If you click on that banner on the bottom, this is banner health, and then it goes to each of your organization or organizations that are attached to this website. So if you are interested and you look at this site and you're not, and an organization you think should be on there, then please give us a call. We're going to develop a form that that you fill out. It'll give us information about you, and then we'll determine. You know, can't put every person on there, but we'll make a determination as to those that will be helpful. And then we'll also connect you with 211, because we have attached 211 to this, which is the new Pinal. It's not new, it's new to Pinal County, but the 211 connection, which is supposed to be doing this. But they're kind of in their infancy still, and we're going to try and help them out as well. So we'll be connected to them. So all of this is all connected. So what we wanted to do from here then is, this is our community health initiative, but within the community health initiative, the first steps that we wanted to take, official steps, is the task force on homelessness. And the reason to attach my name to it is number one, I'm helping drive it, but number two is that we hopefully put the power of the city behind it, and it gets some attention, and we can actually really bring everybody together and accomplish something great. So we are not going to be the solution to this, but we can be the collaborators and help develop it. In the end, it has to be a community solution, and the community has to be involved. But today we will be sending out a press release announcing the Mayor's Task Force on Homelessness, and this press release will go out today. You all were the first to hear about it, and so I wanted to make the announcement here this morning. But again, we have 18 people on this. It's co-chaired by myself and Donna and Lisa, and the city will host a consultant to guide us through the process of identifying what our needs are and then what a potential solution might be.
When we start talking about homelessness, it's a very complex issue. And if we asked each person in the room, you would all have different solutions and different opinions about who the homeless are and the problems that they face and how many they are and what that looks like. And so the first thing we need to do at our first meeting is unpack a lot of that. And I keep kind of sideline glancing over at Mary Lou because I know you've got a lot of data. So we need a lot of data, we need a lot of information. And I found when I was working on the methamphetamine addiction problem about 10 years ago, that everyone thought they knew how many meth addicts they were and where the meth was coming from, but when we unpacked it, we found some surprises. So that's what we want to do. We're going to talk about who the homeless are in our community, what challenges they're facing, what challenges our community is facing because of that, what kind of resources do we currently have on board to help solve those solve those problems, and most importantly, which of those problems are under-resourced. And then once we have all of that figured out, we'll start looking at models.
Just in closing, the city, myself, and our city council members all listen to the community. We listen every day. We hear comments and needs and issues and things that go on in the city. And so that's the one thing that I've enjoyed most about being mayor and about being involved in city politics is that it's not really politics, it's more community involvement. I don't like the word politics, so I consider myself a community activist. So when I see something that I think needs to be addressed, then I try to address it in a positive way. So I think you get a lot more done that way, and I think that it can be a collaborative effort. And so I think this is a wonderful example of that with the help of EAM and this group here particularly. I think we're going to move some things in the right direction and help our community. So I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you all this morning. And thanks for coming to the breakfast.